Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Fuzzy Framerates. My name is Illy, and I will be your host for today's episode. Unfortunately, I would normally have my partner here today, but my buddy for today, Shad, was unable to make it to today's episode as he has his own important business matters to take care of. But that does not go without saying that he's already recorded his own verdict and his own gameplay ideas and everything else he wants to talk about in this episode. For him, he's going to be reviewing the new game Into the Unwell, a brand new 3-player platforming action story-based game. That'll be super exciting to check out here in a minute. And for me personally, I'm going to be checking out the Rootin' Tootin' Cowboys and Cryptids PvE action shooter today called Far Far West, developed by Evil Raptors themselves. Check out our trailers. Now, as you clearly saw by that trailer itself, Far Far West plans to keep things simple with their one primary goal. Loot, shoot, get the hell out of Dodge with all that booty of yours. There's a huge emphasis on what the game clearly wants to be, and that's a wonderful mix of the classic looter-shooter genre that we all know and love, of course, with a little bit of extra objectives and some other incentives to do, such as extra resources, and maybe some such things as mini-boss attacks, weather events, and whatever you can imagine at that point. I like to imagine Far Far West as a well-blended mix of Deep Rock Galactic and Gunfire Reborn with, like I said, the usual extra things to do in mind to get as much as that sweet, sweet loot as you and your team can possibly get. Far Far West keeps things very refreshing, but constantly keeping you and your team in and at all times on your toes as you're constantly battling the endless amounts of spawning evil undead and the crypts. Chock full of unique enemies always wanting to take you and your team down. It's always nice to see a refreshing batch of enemies within a game like Far Far West itself. Of course, with good tactical teamwork and enough organization, the world of the crypts and the undead will soon be taken down by you and your incredible team of Rootin' Tootin' Cowboys, yeah? At least that's what you may think anyways. One thing that keeps the game very enticing is its, of course, regular gameplay loop, but on top of taking what you have earned within your game, having unique currencies and being able to use what you've earned to only improve what you want to do more in the near future. You got that one gun that you really like, but you just want it to be a little better? Spend a couple of souls, spend a little bit of gold at the nearby shop to do everything you can to improve either your cowboys, robots, heroes' abilities, spells to counter, be on the offensive or the defensive, whatever you might be interested in. Or if you're looking to upgrade your gun itself, there's always such things as being able to increase your ammo bag, magazine count within your clip, magazine, or the overall damage of any other gun, like most other games would offer. Or if you just want to look pretty, they give you the option to do exactly that too, with occasional in-game events if you like that sort of stuff too. I got the chance to try the game myself when it was available to the public during the Steam Game Fest and had an absolute blast with it. At the current time of this episode, though, it's not available to download, but the developers do plan to open the game every now and then to the public for consistent playtesting and obvious feedback. Far Far West itself has been receiving overall positive reception as an incredibly enjoyable game to play with friends. One of many games that I'm personally recommending myself to my group of friends to get my absolute paws on. Very exciting take on the co-op action genre to fill my Steam library with. I'm excited for the game. There is no price tag for the game as of this video's release either, but it is available to wishlist on Steam exclusively, and if you're interested in checking out the game out yourself, as always, there's the link in the description for the game itself.
Hi everybody, my name is Shad, and I'm gonna introduce you to Into the Unwell! Check out this trailer.
Another relapse, huh? Get well soon. Maybe it's too much for someone like you. Delusional. It won't always be so easy. You still look a little unwell.
It's just such a visual treat to look at. Into the Unwell is developed by a Swedish little company called She Was Such a Good Horse, and this is their debut game. For as far as I can tell, this is their debut game, and they're being published by Coffee Stain, which have published a little-known game as, like, I don't know, Deep Rock Galactic. But what is Into the Unwell? So, Into the Unwell follows one out of three characters, depending if you play with your friends or not. But you can, because there's up to 3-player co-op. But it follows this group of animals who are just who are very unwell, to put it absolutely lightly. They're addicts, abusive behaviors, doesn't hesitate, as you saw, to pull out their own tooth to pay for, their addiction. It's a third-person action roguelite. I feel like there's going to be lots of stories to this. The personality here is just the art style, the level design, the enemies, the characters. Everything is just brimming to not have anything. It does have a really interesting character, because these characters get put through like a shrink or the devil. He is a goat, so I don't know if we can trust this guy or not. But enough about the style. How does the game work? You are in the hub world, and the hub world is full of just amazing, colorful characters. Some Swedish in there too, I think. Once you selected your character, you go out to the world, fight ordinary enemies like, toothpaste and sausages and, I don't know, big jar of jam. The level design, it's pretty simple. It's very platformy so far, from what we've seen. It's very, from platform to platform. Oh God, just look at the backgrounds. Just look at the back. They're so gorgeous. Now, how's the combat? So the combat is fairly simple. It's a light attack and a heavy attack and a dodge button, and then a special attack with depending on what weapon you have. Now, that might sound a little bit rudimentary, but I want to remember when I played the beta, which was like 6 months ago. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. Like, the difficulty of this game doesn't seem to be holding your hand too much. I can't speak for the variety of the enemies and how much that's going to end up being. It felt good. I remember when I played, like, the dodging felt good. And you need to nail the dodging. If you don't nail the dodging, you're going to have trouble, because dodging is the only way to refill your special attack action, which is, individual for each weapon that you get. And during your runs, it's not just do, like, upgrade your character and then go out on the run, but you can also upgrade your character while on the run itself. Stores, you can purchase, upgrades on with teeth, because of course it's teeth. And then there's also these things called moods. So I don't know too much about them in depth, but in a sense of, like, okay, you can change your mood to sadness, to angry, and these will have difficult effects. For example, I can imagine strength, like being angry has the strength up effect or the like. I think the upgrades were a little bit more randomized, a little bit more volatile. If I remember correctly, they were very like, when your energy is this low, your crit rate goes up, as opposed to the moods, who is more set, I felt. But yeah, I think you all should please check out Into the Unwell. It is currently to be announced when it's released, but I would check it out anyway because they have just had their beta open again. I missed it. No! To be announced with its release date, and it just looks gorgeous and feels great. And we need, for the love of Christ, we need more games like this. We need more games that focuses on an amazing art style, and even with that as focus, the gameplay feels very tight, just fun to play, just fun to play. And I miss just having fun in an outrageous little way. What more fun can you have with an alcoholic cat? Please keep your eyes on Into the Unwell and wishlist it. It's you'll be helping a small little company who is driven with ultra giga passion. I'm just so excited for this. Just look at the characters. I mean, this one right here is just a smash.
Thank you for your last second opinion on the wolf, Shad. Trust me, I would smash too. Listen, we're furries. This is nothing new. But other than that, that's what we got for today. Please check out Far Far West and Into the Unwell. They are both available on Steam to not only wishlist, but Unwell is available to also pre-order if you would like to check that out as well. Other than that, normally I would have something super witty and probably something really funny to say, but I'm alone in the studio right now, and there's like really nobody to talk to. So I'm improvising, as what the cool kids say. Other than that, though, thank you for enjoying today's episode. We really do appreciate you. And if you like everything we provide on the YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. We do everything we can to post at least one video a week and just have some fun with it, And maybe the next time I do my episode, I promise you 1,000,000%, I will make sure to have a buddy with me so I can, I don't know, make some stupid innuendo joke, because again, we're furries. This is nothing new. Have a wonderful day. Thank you again.